nice at relieving headaches, but will likely need to do a little bit more heavy liver work with you to get real change and to get your brain to feel better and not so toxic and feel like a migraine all the time. So that's Antranex. I love it. I've given Antranex to hundreds of people, and they're like, whoa, what did you give me? My sinuses were like totally clear within 45 minutes. I'm like, it's pretty nice. I love it for colds and flus. If I even sense a sore throat, or I'm sneezing uncontrollably, like, what's going on with me? This is unusual. Am I fighting something? Has my body seen something I haven't seen in a while or ever before? And so I'll take 4 or 5 Antranex. Everything's gone. I've ramped up liver detox. I've gotten clear, and it's good. But my diet remains really high quality. So my body can function at a level where I can do some things supportive-wise of a symptom, but at the end of the line, or rather what we would call upstream. So this is downstream liver disorder. So if I just work here, like with an herb, let's say like golden seal. Golden seal is great for mucous membranes to reduce symptoms. So could I do golden seal for all these symptoms? Yes, I could. It also is great for lungs like pneumonia. Golden seal is amazing. Other mucous membranes, when my stomach doesn't digest food and I had acid reflux and now I've got like an ulcer. Okay, I've got to repair my mucous membranes. I need golden seal. That's a great product for those things, and that's still kind of an upstream work. But if I'm using golden seal only for this, for an allergy, that's kind of short-sighted. Though it will work, it's just not going to be amazingly effective in the long run. I still got to work on liver detox. I still got to work on dietary changes. So there's some things I can do rather quickly for allergy-type stuff. The other thing that works beautifully is to acidify the gut. Now, those of you that have been on my live 2 weeks ago when I talked about cold flu, we talked about gut acidification. And so gut acidification is incredibly important. If you remember, what I used was raw apple cider vinegar. I love it. For people that don't like raw apple cider vinegar, I use a product called Zypan. Zypan has chloride in it, but also pepsin and hydrochloric acid precursors to help digest food. It's the right acid for your stomach, not the wrong acid that is now coming up and things that makes us really uncomfortable with heartburn. So those are some things that I will use when it comes to allergies to really kickstart the system and detoxification. One of my favorite things to do for allergies is chiropractic. It seems like the younger the person, the more effective chiropractic is for them. I've had some folks in their 30s not affected at all by chiropractic. Their allergies were no better. I'm like, wow, really? And it tells me how much of a difficulty that system has had. And, you know, what 30-year-old likes to hear that you pretty much have done your body a disservice on however you've been eating. But it can also be from mom and dad. Because let's say mom wasn't as clean dietarily speaking and now they have kids. Their kids are not going to have as great a chance or as clean a bodies when they're born. So they're already under the gun by day one. Is that a fault of anybody? I'm going to say no. This is a no-fault life. Because everything that we do is kind of a challenge. It's meant to overcome and make us stronger. We don't want to look at it like and start pointing fingers of blame. That doesn't help us. But it may be important to say, hey, my problem's been going on for a good 30 years. I get it. It's going to take me some time. It's going to take me some time to rebuild maybe some liver cells. If you ever got the start of a fatty liver, or my blood test scores show that I've got some liver dysfunction already at my age. Or maybe you're older and you already know that you have a fatty liver. They've done an ultrasound. And so we've got that going on. You're like, but Troy, I've got GERD too. And I've got sinus headaches and I've had them for 20 years. And I've got migraines and I can't handle dairy. Like you said, you know, that may be also a liver problem in one of your past things. I've got a whole lot of stuff going on. Well, that may be true, but it's all fixable. It's just how much are you willing to do? And so some of my clients, they start working with me and after, 6-8 months, they're like, I'm doing pretty good. I like where I am right now. Great. You've got 3 or 4 years yet of healing to do. But if you like where you are, let's stay here and kind of maintain status quo for a while. And when you're ready, we'll go to the next level. If this is a great existence for you and you can do everything you want, then by all means, stay on this train and ride it good, because you're doing better. You've fixed some dietary things, you've got some things healed, and you're happy. But eventually, some people are like, you know what, I think I want to go for that deep cleaning. I think I want to really regenerate some things. I like how I feel, but I can see there's things I still want to do further. We can help you with those things too. And so whatever you got going on that's in the mix, we're going to dig in with a very thorough consultation to figure out what's going on. How long have we had these issues? What is a real game plan for you that we want to set up? And then as we do blood work to see, okay, here's our numbers at the beginning point. Let's redo them in 2 to 3 months. Let's see the progress we're making. Let's see that indeed the rubber is meeting the road. And so we love to see things like that as they get better. And so we can actually say, hey, what we're doing is working. Hey, I would like to see these numbers better and they're not changing. We need to switch gears over here a little bit and add some things to help what we're trying to accomplish here. So those are things that we can do as we go through this process, because nobody's the same. Or we could just, rubber stamp it and cookie cutter it and say, hey, here's your program. Everybody who has allergies, this is all you got to do. But that just doesn't work. So each person is a little different. And I'll plug the drug system. Man, drugs work fast. Hard to compete with that. But I'll tell you what, when I give Antranex to somebody and they're like 45 minutes, man, I feel pretty good. That's impressive to me. You got my attention, Dr. Munson. What else can you do? And so there's things that I can do that seem fairly quick. But a lot of drugs, hard to compete with, man. They change things fast. But here's the thing that is superior to drugs. Food. And here's why. Ever wonder why a drug needs a prescription for a number of years, then all of a sudden it's over the counter? Well, that's weird. Why does it get to be over the counter now? Here's why. Because your body adapts to your environment. And when there's a chemical in your environment that you are now taking every day, it's adapting to it. And eventually, it does not work. But food is naturally, reparative, restorative. Your body doesn't get used to it because it's actually fixing the thing and it needs it for energy. It needs those minerals, it needs those vitamins, it needs the fiber, it needs all of that. It doesn't get used to it, it simply uses it correctly. So I want that to kind of percolate in your mind of, oh, that's why drugs actually go over the counter and become OTC. So a little plug there. But again, drugs work. They just do. Last couple things. I want to finish up the matrix. So that matrix between the cells that tries to get out to that river that is the road out in front of our house so we can get garbage out to that river and get it going down and out of our neighborhood. That river, to do that, is vitamin C and vitamin E. Real vitamin C and vitamin E. Not synthetic stuff in a pill that's ascorbic acid or mixed tocopherols. That is not real vitamin C or real vitamin E. Those are preservatives. So real foods that have real vitamin C and all the 500 components of vitamin C and 1,000 components of the vitamin E complex, that thins that matrix. And it's almost like a heavy rain, happening every night between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. You throw all this garbage out your front door and you wake up in the morning, it's gone. It's like, oh, it rained really heavy. And that slope into that river, that is our street, all that heavy rain washed everything there. That's vitamin C and vitamin E to get garbage out of your area. And so we need that, not only for our immune system, not only for our heart and for our vascular system, but to get garbage out of our body. And so that's part of the detoxification, even within the cell and within the liver. We need those things. And so that's where food comes in. Am I going to get high vitamin C and vitamin E from McDonald's? No, not going to get it. Highly processed food has nothing left of value in it. In fact, you put it outside, nothing eats it. It's like bacteria can't even grow on it. And they can go pretty much anywhere. So as we do foods, we see the body change. So I wanted to end with that. Now, real briefly, we talked about acidification last time. I want to make sure that we review it. Acidification of the gut is partly how good the acids and alkaline balance is of the food you eat, and that is dependent on how much calcium and trace minerals you have, because those are buffers within the system. We need those acid foods like fermented foods, sauerkraut, kimchi, kefir, yogurt, apple cider vinegar, all those wonderful fermented foods are great to be eating. Kombucha, fantastic. Don't overdo it. It's a lot of sugar. But all those things are very helpful as we keep that gut nice and acidic, and the calcium and the trace minerals are in our blood. They help buffer that blood. And wherever we find trace minerals in food, we find lots of vitamin C, vitamin E, B vitamins, vitamin K, a lot of things our body needs naturally. So as you eat foods that are higher and higher in minerals, you will find those things there. So it naturally takes care of itself. It just might take you a while to reboot and replenish the stores that were supposed to be in your body that we've depleted over long periods of not eating foods that were very nutrient rich or dense. So, allergies. Now, if you notice, I didn't talk about a lot of, other herbs. I could have mentioned herbs like albizia or frankincense, which is also known as boswellia. And some of you know boswellia as joint help. And what's interesting is as we deal with allergies, we technically see joints get better because joints need to clean out. And if our blood is clean, our bodies are clean, we don't have a lot of inflammation, our joints are better too. And so next, I didn't really talk about licorice or eyebright or myrrh or stinging nettle. All these things are okay to do in terms of allergies. They're just not my favorites because I'd really like to go with some deep cleaning. Now, next time in 2 weeks, we are going to go deep into food allergies, and you're going to find out how to really, it's almost like getting rid of allergies on steroids. If you've got seasonal allergies, I can almost guarantee that you probably have a food allergy. And when we find that food allergy and we pull it out of your diet for even 3 days, oftentimes people are like, oh my gosh, I feel so much better. I have organic yogurt behind this door behind me that I'm going to eat in just a few minutes. And if it's not organic, I almost wish, I probably should have grabbed a non-organic yogurt and just sat here and ate it for about 10 seconds and then talked the rest of my talk. And you would have started hearing me become nasally and start clearing my throat and trying to cough up phlegm because it's nasty. My body doesn't like it. Oftentimes it's nice when an allergy to a food is that responsive, but ultimately they're often not. A food allergy can take between minutes and about 24 hours to really notice, and we'll kind of get to all that in 2 weeks. So stay tuned for that, Wednesday the 27th of May at 6:30, we're going to start part 2 of allergies, and I look forward to it. Thank you all until next time, I'm Dr. Troy Munson on Infinity Whole Health. If you have questions, message me or email me. chiroman@dr.com is a great email to get to me. If you want to call the office for an appointment because your allergies are horrible and you're like, you know what, maybe this is the solution that I've really been looking for. So if that's you, definitely give us a call or email me if you have questions. Either way, it's great. Until next time, I'm Dr. Troy Munson, and we'll see you then.
Thanks for listening. If you have any questions or comments, you can reach Dr. Munson at 360-893-8586 or email him at chiroman@dr.com. That's chiroman@dr.com. Check out our current workshop schedule on Facebook at Infinity Whole Health.